Wow. Okay.
What?
Okay. We are live. This is ridiculous. We've been having technical difficulties for the better part of the last 20 minutes. We are live. This is Charm City Heavyweights podcast brought to you by the Great Eight Sports Memorabilia in Parkville,
Grade
Maryland.
H.
I'm the host, Matt Trigger. With me is my co-host, Josh Merrill.
Coming live from the
Our
man
video
cave.
played, and then the screen went completely.
It did?
Oh, I'm stressed. Yeah, we've been live for almost 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. I have no idea what was
Nice.
happening.
This is
Yeah.
crazy.
So
It's a great time to be a
before
Baltimore
some,
sports fan,
it
man.
is before something struck. It is. Last night we were getting on a roll, and then something struck a Wi-Fi tower in your area, and my computer decided to start going absolutely bonkers last night, and it started doing that again tonight. But like you said, Josh, it is a great time to be a Baltimore sports fan.
Oh, it sure is. The Orioles are winning 10-2 right now, beating up on poor Buck. This is kind of bittersweet. I feel bad for him. The Orioles did a nice tribute to him before the game. Look, man, Flaherty came over yesterday, because I was talking about Toronto yesterday, uh, and just dominated the game. And one of the things I was most impressed was with him getting in that jam in that sixth inning, and then Brandon Hyde saying, "I'm going to give you a chance to get out of it," and he did. He found his rhythm and got back into it. They did an in-game interview with him today on tonight's game, and sounds like he's really happy to be here. He said it feels good to be on a winning team again. It feels good to be on a first place team, a team that has a chance to, get to the playoffs. And man, if he can pitch like that, dude, that'll like, it's something about when you're on for pitching, and I know they're pitching for contracts, and they should be motivated. But when you're on a team going nowhere, dude, it's got to be something in your brain. We've all been on that little league team that sucked. Like there's something in your brain, you just stop giving a fuck. Um, but if he can pitch like he did now, maybe he's more motivated having a new club. Man, dude, that changes everything. And we got some exciting names coming up in the next few weeks. It looks like for the bullpen, and dude, I never thought I'd say this. I still thought we were like 2-3 years away. Man, this team has a chance.
And I've been saying it all year long. And I've been banging on the table for them to make a move. I am a fan of the Flaherty move. The dude is an absolute bulldog. He showed that last night. Um, the 6 innings, the 8 strikeouts, getting out of that jam in the sixth, and just the overall poise that he showed as a pitcher.
He's
And
got a
that's
lot of
something we
pitches
need
too,
heading
dude.
into the. Yeah, but the thing is, people forget he was a Cy Young candidate not long ago. The dude is only
It's true.
27 years old.
He
I mean,
looks
he
like
got a
Jeremy
little
Gunther.
banged up in a little bit. He was a little bit. He got roughed up a little bit in a couple of starts with the St. Louis Cardinals earlier this year. But the guy is what we needed. We didn't give up a whole lot. We gave up 3 minor leaguers. I know a lot of people were worried about giving up Cesar Prieto, but um, if you look at the current construct of the team at the major league level, at the AAA and Double, Prado wasn't cracking the infield. He wasn't. There was no way he was going to crack the infield.
I agree. I want to move on. What are we going to do with Mateo, Matt? Because they were talking about it on 1057 on the ride home. Jeremy and not Jeremy, douchebag and Ken Wyman. But actually, Jason was making sense. He was like, what are we doing with Mateo? Like, he's not hitting at all, like at all. And now he's making mistakes. One mistake may have cost us a game. We got to do something, man. He's becoming a huge liability right now. I know his speed, but
I really
guys, he ain't
thought that
getting on base. And man, like he swings
he's hitting
at the
below
work. He probably
60.
have a lot of walks, but he swings at everything. He's terrible. You throw him change ups and
He's an
any kind of
aggressive.
breaking ball. Any kind of breaking ball you throw him, he can't hit it.
Yes. That's one thing. He's aggressive at the plate. I'm not even worried about. I mean, I'm worried about the hitting. We knew he's a very streaky, hot and cold hitter. But what worries me now is that he is not making the standard defensive plays that we're accustomed to seeing him make. And the defense is now taking a hit because of it.
Dude's a Gold Glover.
And I thought that he was going to be like one of those guys that I thought he was going to be like one of those guys that we dealt at at 5:30 in the afternoon on today, and it was a wrap after that where we got like a low level, mid level prospect for him, and we just kind of thanked him for his service type of situation. I didn't think that he was going to stick around on the team. Ortiz is tearing it up in AAA right now. He's hitting well.
Yeah, it's time. It's
playing
time.
Exceptional defense.
Come on, it's time.
So I'm, I think as much as I like Mateo, I think that it's just the experiment's over.
It's done.
The luster
it's
wore off. Kind of like CNL Perez. It's just it's over.
I don't
man.
think he's good enough. I think his peak of his career was early in this season. That was as good as he's ever going to be. He. I don't think he's a major leaguer, man. He can't hit. He can't. It's a shame because he's such a great athlete. Dude, probably be a hell of a fucking soccer player or some shit. He's an athlete. Maybe the Ravens should sign him.
Hey, that might be that might help the cornerback room, but
let's roll in the Mountcastle, man.
I was listening to a lot of what he's starting to change my mind because I thought for sure that Mountcastle was going to be a goner by the trade deadline.
The ball
first.
Oh.
I really
he's got like 23
he went 11 for
hits
13
or something
in Toronto.
Oh yeah, he's a Blue Jay killer.
Yeah, he's looking good. He's starting to find his groove, and I'd rather him find his groove in August than find it in April and lose it in August.
Yeah,
it's so refreshing to see Mountcastle because O'Hearn was pushing him out of the lineup for a good bit, and I know he got hurt. He was ill. He had the vertigo and all that.
Yeah, but Hearn took his spot, and he wasn't getting it back. But Mountcastle has taken his spot back.
Oh, he's spot back, but he's one of those guys that you gotta keep in the lineup consistently, whether it's at first base or DH. This is a good problem to have heading into the stretch run. We're projected right now to be around 96 to 98. We're projected to be between 96 and 98 wins if we keep on playing the type of ball we're playing right now. And you can't help but feel confident heading into the stretch. And I was listening to what Elias said the last few days talking about the guys that, other teams are calling and asking for about the top 100, the 8 guys in the top 100. And it makes me feel better holding on to it.
Yeah.
Holding is talking about trading them for. I'm glad that Perstat or added here for a rental. I'm cool with being up high guys, and that's all that matters.
You're in and out, Matt. If there's anybody in the comment section, I'd like you to comment who is freezing, Josh or Matt.
I'm good over here. I can see you and myself.
And now I can, but a lot of the time when you were talking, you were going in and out.
We were making a good run there, buddy. We got 13 minutes.
We were on a roll.
But how do you feel about what? Yeah, how do you feel about what Elias said with not trading away any of the bigger name prospects. What's your thought on that?
I agree. I mean, I agree with him. That's what I was saying all along. I never wanted to get rid of any of our big names. I'm sorry. I know we're close, and I know people wanted
I
that
know.
strong arm in the middle, or that really that ace or whatever. But they just said, look, we got a lot of guys coming back. Means is coming back. We're about to bring DJ Hall back up. Can he give us a few innings? He just went to Norfolk. So I think he don't. And the other thing is, I think, like I said a few last week before the trade deadline, I don't think he wants to break they got chemistry right now, and I don't think he wants to mess with it. And I get like what people are saying, like guys are going to burn out, the bullpen's burning out, but it's really not, bro. They're still consistently winning. That's just a fear we all have.
Speaking of the bullpen, this bullpen is going to look a lot different when it comes time for the playoffs. I truly believe that we're going to be looking at a bullpen where DL Hall, Tyler Wells, and John Means are going to be throwing out of the pen for the playoffs and the end of the year. That's what I truly believe.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's the plan. This team, I'm
Because I don't
telling you,
think
it's
Means is going
just,
to start this year.
this
If
is
he
this like we said in the beginning of the show, it's a great time to be a Baltimore sports fan, man. Maryland's over in Italy looking good, recruiting class looking good. The Orioles are on a roll. The Ravens are prepped to have a good season. It feels like. I hope. Whew. Let's get some rings back in
I
town.
wanted to talk about Maryland for a second because that crazy NIL money to return to the SEC and um, it was nice to see that he showed some loyalty to the program. And apparently, it was enough money to where he would have been making more than like a third of the backup quarterbacks in the NFL.
Wow. Wow. That's good. That's good to
Yeah,
hear.
it was
They got to do
it
something.
was
Speaking of that, man,
it was
they got to
it was
they
crazy. He's
yeah.
I think
I
he's going to be
I seen the thing,
you know
Matt. You
middle of
cut
the
me off
road in
again.
terms of the draft. I don't think.
Your delay keeps cutting me off, you son of a
I'm sorry.
bitch.
I didn't.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say I seen a thing with Nick Saban the other day, like, and he's right. He was like, we gotta have some kind of limit, like on this, money and this transfer portal. He said because where is their end of the commitment? Because like we give you a scholarship, we give you meal cards, you know, they're getting paid. But at any second, they can just say, he said the minute you coach them hard and hurt their feelings, they're kind of like, fuck you, I'm leaving. And they get in the transfer portal and go somewhere else. When it used to be they had to sit out for a year, and everybody wants to
Well, I
do that.
think.
There's nothing to deter them from doing it.
Well, they need to go back to the pre-COVID transfer rules, making them sit out a whole calendar year, and that would deter a lot of transfers. I mean, look at
Yeah, because nobody wants to
Colorado
sit out.
when Dion took over.
Yeah. That dude's been going through it, by the way. Damn, prayers for Dion.
Yeah, he's definitely been going through it. I'm not, I for the guy.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's it's crazy though. But moving on to Ravens training camp today was a little bit chippy there, buddy.
Yeah, Andrew's acting crazy. Told the ref to suck his dick.
Yeah, Andrews. I don't know if it was all that now, but
No,
Andrews
apparently
flipping
that's
off
what
the
he said.
referee, flipping off the defense. It's it's all it's just the throws of training camp during the dog days of summer, and there's a lot of pressure on this offense, and I don't blame them for having a bad day at camp or a bad
It's gonna happen.
couple of days at camp. As long as they get It's definitely going to
I
happen. They
just
have no
cringe
choice
when I hear
but to
Lamar
work
had a
through it.
bad. I just cringe when I hear Lamar had a bad throwing day because that's my biggest fear with him. It's always been my biggest fear with him. Is he going to be? If we ever got to a real pro offense, is he going to be able to make those big throws? Because this is going to be a spread out offense. It's going to be, and I know he had that in college, but NFL is a different thing. Like, is he going to be able to do this accurately and make the passes accurately? Um, we shall see, man.
You know, I I don't put a whole lot of stock into a bad throwing day for Lamar in camp. You know, people are forgetting giving him
Why
pads
when
for
it's
a
an
week.
issue?
It's it's an issue if it carries over into the first preseason game and then after that.
But
Is
he ain't
everybody
playing in
expecting
no
him to complete
preseason game.
100% of his passes in camp? But I mean,
But he
you
ain't he
understand
ain't
what I'm
playing
saying?
in
Like
no preseason game, Matt.
we're still a week away from playing against another team, and I understand it. He's got a lot to work out though. This is not an easy offense from all accounts. It's crazy because Tyler Huntley can't pick the offense up from what reports are stating. So I think
Yeah,
they're
I don't
probably
think
feeling
he's
the
going to be
squeeze a little
around
bit
much
more than anything
longer.
else. I don't either. I think the
Once they
entire
grab
offense is
Josh
feeling the
Johnson
squeeze.
back, that's yeah. Oh, of course, it's a lot of pressure. Moncton's Harbs, it's a lot of pressure. Lamar's under a large amount
It,
of pressure. The eyes are going to be on him like always. How's he operating the offense? Is he doing it efficiently? Is he spreading the ball around? Is he being accurate enough? And he has no more excuses, man. He has everything. He has everything. This team is ridiculous. The Orioles are ridiculous, man. We should do 10 shows in a row about them. They're just a great team. Um, but Lamar has a lot of pressure on him. He's got the money. He's got the coordinator. He's got the pieces around him. The line, it seems to be decent. I know we got some worries at left guard. Who's going to play it? What are we going to do? But dude's got a lot of pressure, man. He has. There's no more excuses. Greg Roman's gone.
it
Greg Roman's gone.
it's
Can't
irritating
blame
me.
G Row no more.
One thing about you're right. One thing that irritates me about uh, left guard is Monken's offense is a whole lot more intricate. There's one player on the offense, especially on the off at two national championships or a national championship with him. Ben
Hmm.
Cleveland has not taken over the left guard role. We got a guy that we pulled off of waivers from the Las Vegas Raiders that is running with the first team right now, John Simpson. But Cleveland's going to be frustrating me. He's way too goddamn big and strong to be a
Sometimes them guys, man,
reserve
they
guard.
they make it as far as they do. And Cleveland can probably have a long career in the NFL as a backup just because of his size. But he's not athletic, dude. He's not
Yeah,
athletic. It was good enough to keep him good. His size helped him in college. But in the NFL, man, it's a different beast. The Ravens had to know his technique was shitty when they drafted him. They probably just thought they could coach him into what they need. But if you're not athletic, you're not athletic. You can't coach athleticism. He's stiff. You can watch him. Matt, look, like he got in a few times last year and he did play decent. I'm not going to say that. But I just don't think he can be your main left guard that you're protecting your $265 million quarterback.
I
Looks like
agree with you.
Tarzan plays like
And
Jane.
you know, very good analogy. I'm listening to the fan. I'm listening to people call in. I'm listening to people, and I'm reading people's comments on social media about putting Falele at left guard. That is a 6'9", 365-pound human being. They're not. If he doesn't play low either, you're not going to put him
No,
inside a guard. Guards need to
no.
be under, preferably under 6'5", 6'6", especially with Lamar. He's not a very tall quarterback, but Falele is going to be our right tackle in 2024. That's
Yeah,
what we drafted him for. He's a project. He's a good offensive lineman, but
yeah,
I mean, it's irritating, man, that people are just thinking that you can take a career left tackle, right tackle, and you can kick guard and without with a seamless transition. John Ogden did that his rookie year, but he is a Hall of Famer. He is the exception to the rule. You don't see many tackles kick inside the guard seamlessly without problems.
yeah. You're right. That's true. Hey, there's a funny video. I don't know if you saw it or not, Matt, but it's Ravens camp. Are you frozen, bro? Are you frozen, bro? You're frozen like a
Still
mug.
with me, buddy?
I'm here. You're not with me. I'm here, buddy. It's you.
I'm here.
You here?
I'm aware it's me. Yeah, I'm
you're
here.
you're answering late as shit there. That's what's funny.
Yeah, I know. It's something with my,
What in the actual what?
I don't know what's been going on the last 2 nights.
Oh, this is funny. It looks like he's picking his nose. No,
It's not. It's really not funny.
it happens.
I'm not,
What are you gonna
you
do about
bastard.
it? I said that like a half hour ago. All right, focus in now.
Yeah, all
Focus
right.
in.
I hear you. I hear you loud.
I hear you. There you go.
It's hard. It's definitely hard right now to focus in. Um, Back to Stevens. You know, I'm starting to worry about the defense a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Why?
I know offensive line's always going to be a worry, but I'm starting to worry about the defense. Um, we don't have anybody to fill the shoes of Calais.
You don't believe in none of the young guys we drafted? You don't believe
It's
in
not that
Michael
I don't
Pierce staying
believe in
healthy?
them. No, I don't. I don't have any faith that Pierce stays healthy. If Pierce gets a hangnail, he's going to be gone for the season. So I don't have a whole lot of faith there. That is not something I have faith in.
Oh, okay. That's a pretty ignorant statement.
The inside pass that think that we needed to sign somebody. I still want us to kick the tires on Clowney before the training camp's over.
I agree.
Not for
I
name
wouldn't be
value,
opposed to that.
Josh,
No, I wouldn't be opposed to that
because
because
I
I
just
mean
think at
he's
this point in his,
and he stays healthy. I mean you're going to
he
get
does,
him.
and he knows how to play. He knows the division. The Bears just signed Yannick Ngakoue today to a $10.5 million contract for 1 year. It's absurd the money
Yeah, I
he's still
saw that.
making. And
Yeah, I've read an article that said the reason he was so bad on the Ravens because he was hurt.
that's bullshit to me. I'll say it like I've been saying it. For the
He
last
was
year
stiff,
we've talked
man. It
about
was
him.
weird.
It's not even that you're stiff. Think about it this way. He was a 4-3 hand in the dirt defensive end in high school, at Maryland, in Jacksonville and in Minnesota. Then all of a sudden he gets traded here, and our outside linebackers don't put their hand in the dirt. Our defensive ends play inside. He now had to drop into coverage and play in space, and it was a bad mix. And I'm chalking it up to that and nothing else. It was simply a bad mix. You know,
Yeah,
he's one of those guys that you got to just tell him to put his hand in the dirt and go get the quarterback. He's not going to set any edges for you. He's not going to make any tackles from when running backs coming his way. His tackles in the backfield with running backs are pursuit on the
yeah,
backside, doing a cleanup tackle on a cutback.
yeah.
So I don't believe he was hurt, and if he was, he was. But that just seems like a fucking cop out to me.
It could be.
I'm starting to worry about Ojabo a little bit because he has back to practice since he went out the other day. Maybe they're just being precautious with them.
Yeah, I just think they're being safe.
And there's rumors that are starting to swirl around about a potential trade with the Washington Commanders. Attitude is really that we would target, with Rocky Singh going down, trying to see if we can get Kendall Fuller, a local high school guy, and Chase Young, another local guy. But I'm starting to worry
Yeah,
about
I'd
the
like
cornerback
that.
room a little bit. I'm
If
starting to worry
I
about
can
the
only
pass rush.
choose one, well, I'm not really worried about the pass rush, man, because they got some young guys. I want to see what they can do. Now, as far as corner, that's what worries me because we're a big injury away from being fucked at corner. Um, I'm worried about Humphrey because he, since Peters was a Raven, Humphrey did not play well without him. So I'm concerned for Humphreys. I don't want. I don't trust Yakusin to stay healthy. I want to add another corner. Another corner, I'll be happy.
I thought
I like how our
I thought it
defensive
was going to
line is
be
young,
Anthony
man.
Averett.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
I thought but he signed in San Francisco yesterday.
I know, I know, I know. But I wouldn't have been mad. I seen on a
You know,
couple Ravens boards, people were saying, "Don't bring Averett back."
I mean, I don't mind him. And the thing is, Peters only worked with Marlin for about a half a year. You know what I'm saying? That magical 2019 season is when Marcus had 5 or 6 interceptions and Marlin was punching the ball out of every for that year stretch. But Marlin had arguably his best year last year without Peters playing a full season.
All right, I hear you.
I mean, he doesn't get a whole lot of love, which is crazy because Marlon doesn't have a whole lot of interceptions. He's not an interceptions guy. He is a run defender and he is a lockdown cornerback. He didn't give up a touchdown last year.
Yeah, I'm
So
surprised. It always
arguably he had
surprises
his
me he
best
gets
season
no love.
ever.
Yeah, well, Peters did come back
Yeah,
last year. Let's not forget.
he did, but he wasn't himself. I mean, we all know that you're not really yourself until a year after you come back from the ACL injury.
Yeah, I think the Raiders absolutely got a steal grabbing him. I really do. I think he's going to be the Peters we're all accustomed to. I don't think he played
He
bad
might
last
be.
year. He
It
just
all
played different than what we were used to seeing. He wasn't in your face,
it's
and
different.
I truly believe it's just because that knee he was not trusting it yet. He's still getting strength back in, and he's still working on it.
It's but the thing is, it's different when you're the number one cornerback. Marcus didn't have to worry about covering the number one wide receiver over here. He didn't have to worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I mean, in Vegas, he's going to be the number one guy, and the AFC West is loaded with wide receivers. They got uh, all the guys in Kansas City. They got Jerry Judy there. They got Cortland Sutton out there. He's gonna have to cover some pretty good dudes, and it's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy at all for him. So I'm expecting him to be the same old Marcus in terms of yapping and controversy and all that shit. But I don't got him being the same old Marcus.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. We shall see.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you though. We talked to Cadre about this a couple weeks ago, and I'm starting to really get worried about wherever Carter's into this offense.
I am too. Listen, well, he's under contract, but still, he's going to be a part of this offense. He's going to be a part of this offense.
He's
Likely,
going
it's
to
not
be,
the
but
best. He's going to be a
are you going to
blocking tight
pay?
end. They have to, man.
He's
They
going
are.
to have to
It's
be. He's going to have to be a
yeah, because they and they can't cut him. Essentially, I mean, he'd be a lot of dead money. He'd be a cap penalty.
Oh, he would be a huge dead money. I'm just thinking out loud, like, hey, we're not in this RPO pistol offense anymore, where he's going to be the constant motion man, and you pretty much think if you see Ricard at the second tight end spot and he's in line, defense is going to know it's a run.
That's true. Hey, maybe shit. Maybe he can play left guard. It would not surprise me one bit if Patrick Ricard got in there at left guard and played well. It wouldn't shock me at all. You frozen motherfucker. Oh, this motherfucker left me single. All right, look, everybody. I'm going to shut this shit down. My buddy's internet's all fucked up. Here, let me send him a voice text here. Hey, man, I'm still on air. I'm about to just shut this down. Look, everybody. Hey, I just texted you, bro. I'm shutting this shit down. I just texted you. I'm shutting this show down. We were having technical difficulties.
I can hear you now, buddy. You know what? This is getting ridiculous. I don't know why we are having such technical difficulties. We've never gone through this, buddy.
Yeah, it's agitating, but
Never in the history of our show have we gone through this.
we haven't. It's not. It
It
happens,
definitely
man.
is.
It's out of our control. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're
It's out
right.
of our control.
It is. It's just technology at this point. Did you just put a neck pillow on?
I did, man. My neck's getting stiff. Austin Hayes is playing out of his mind
How
defensively.
you're
I am sitting on the couch, yes, but
you're
I want to lean back a little bit, man. Mind your business. It's Ravens, man. The Raven one, see? For the airplane.
That's some lazy shit.
For the airplane.
On an airplane you never get on.
Yeah. Oh, when
I'm
I
not
can
going
get
to
on
even
one.
go into that, but
Well, you
You know,
gotta buy 2 seats.
I'm just
You
looking
don't
forward
know,
to seeing.
fucker.
Oh, really? You're
Yeah.
saying that to me,
Yeah.
knowing we are like 15. Okay, whatever. That's some funny shit coming from you. You got a lot of fucking nerve.
I know.
You
I
were
gotta
just
buy
so
2 seats
loud,
too.
crunching ice.
Dude, this show's a disaster. I told you shut it down 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, I just got the text on it, but I'm not
And you
doing
just
now.
went in and out. You just went in and out.
So instead of you know what? I know, bastard. Let's put it to you. Okay, we can wrap the show. That's not a problem. But we still got to promote the Ravens trivia show next week if this Wi-Fi fucking cooperates. What are you doing?
Go ahead.
No, are you done over there chewing ice like a rabid animal?
I had it muted.
But I can still see
It
you.
wasn't muted. Oh, well, you didn't hear it.
No, okay. Anyway, folks,
What, you don't
that's
get
a wrap
thirsty?
on this disaster of a.
Apparently,
That's a
Matt don't
wrap
get
on this
thirsty.
disaster of a
I'm
show.
parched, motherfucker.
We will be back next
Orioles
week
win.
with our Ravens trivia show. And Josh Towers from the Orioles of the early 2000s will be joining us next week or
And
the
I
week
got a
after to
good
talk some
story about
Orioles baseball.
a camp I was in with him. I was in one of his camps down at the yard, and I got a good story about something nice he said to me.
Oh, that's sweet. Anyway,
Fuck off.
let's wrap this up, Josh.
All right, we're
Something
going to
to
shut
do
it
in a
down.
minute.
It's a great time to be a Baltimore sports fan. Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. Orioles are going to win the World Series. Terps are going to win the national championship. And it's just how we're going to roll. And fuck the Steelers. Shut this bitch down, Matt. We're going to bed.